welcome to another exciting episode of the Team Lead Talks podcast. I'm your host out of Alexandria, Virginia, Andrew Becker. On today's episode, we have Kyle Willis out of Nashville, Tennessee. Kyle is the VP of Growth at BELAY, where they help leaders accomplish more and juggle less by connecting them with exceptional US-based executive assistants and financial experts through personalized, flexible, managed services solutions. Welcome to the show, Kyle. I'm glad you're here.
Awesome. That was a mouthful. Thank you, Andrew. You crushed it. I appreciate that.
It was a lot. Yeah, I was very nervous about that, but I pulled it off, I guess, right?
Nailed it.
Yes. So Kyle, for those who don't know you yet, I know I just gave the introduction of the year just, 10 seconds ago, but who are you and how did you get into this world? And then I'd love to kind of dive a little bit deeper about BELAY.
Yeah, love it. So my entire career, I feel like I've been surrounded around small business owners. I'm going to put real estate in that same capacity. I've been a founder of small business myself as well, but really have found my passion in supporting small business owners and really giving them the support that they need to keep growing their businesses. So I've done that in the capacities of actually work for a company called StoryBrand. If anyone's familiar with that, that's has a marketing framework to help people really learn how to communicate, and then have found that same passion to be driven through BELAY around just our fractional remote staffing solutions that we have, and just realizing that people are working really, really hard to drive and grow their businesses. And a lot of times kind of start to hit that ceiling at some point to say, you know what, I need help. What's the right help that I need? And I think that's where we've been able to come alongside really thousands of different leaders and help them grow with what we do here at BELAY.
Yeah, I really like that because on the Team Lead Talks podcast, a lot of our conversations are around other team leaders growing and scaling. And a lot of it is leveraging other fantastic team members to help you do that. Because a lot of the people that we have here, while some are team leaders with big teams, some are solo operators and they're kind of figuring out like, how do I grow? How do I not have to do everything myself? And that's kind of where you guys come in.
Yeah, that's right. And I think for the longest time, people, always either thought of, okay, well, I've got to wait until I'm ready to hire full time, or I need to have an office where I've got someone that's coming in. And certainly, a lot of those days have really shaped and shifted over the last decade. But I think we're at the point today where people really understand and know, hey, outsourcing is a very viable solution for me. But now it's also asking the question, when am I ready for that? Who is a reliable source that I can outsource this to, and someone that's not going to create more work for me, but actually take work off of my plate? And I think that's what, BELAY's been around the last 15 years. We've had the opportunity to help over 10,000 different clients from all different types of industries. But real estate is one of those that we really want to focus on and continue to focus on and grow, because a lot of times, whether you're starting off as a one-man, one-woman show, or whether you've grown to, a smaller, even medium-sized team, you're always looking for that next growth opportunity. And staffing is always going to be a piece of that equation.
Yeah, I love what you said early on, where like it's almost like the progress, not perfection kind of thing. Like you don't need a physical office with like a desk and a chair and a computer to be ready to hire someone. Now in nowadays and age, like we're doing this on, a Zoom-like video conferencing, studio here, but that's not the case anymore. It's simply not the case. And I love the progress, not perfection, because that will help, especially real estate team owners and leaders, focus on revenue generating activities versus the administrative part. So I'd love to kind of dive a little bit deeper, if we can, Kyle, into like we mentioned BELAY helps with like executive assistants, EAs, and then the financial aspects of it as well. But like, who are you helping in the real estate world? And, what does someone get when they, start to do business with you and partner with you?
Yeah, so just a quick overview of the solutions that we have. And we're talking about kind of the assistant solutions. You already named the main primary product that we have and solution in the executive assistant. So think of that administrative level assistant that's coming alongside you. We also have a marketing assistant. So this is someone coming in with a marketing background. They're really coming in and helping be the execution arm for you. So, some of you listening might be a part of a larger, umbrella real estate where you've got some level of centralized support from marketing. Some of you maybe don't have any marketing support at all, and you're doing that on your own. Either way, I think we can either help you with some of the local efforts and campaigns that you're wanting to do, or really come alongside you as that strategic partner to either have operational ownership on the administrative side or on the marketing side. So again, executive assistant and marketing assistant there that we have on both
Gotcha.
of those.
And walk me through, Kyle, how this works. So I have a conversation with you and I'm in need of, let's just say both. Do they work for me full time? Are they part time? Are they whatever I need? Am I given not ownership of them? I don't mean it that way, but do you train someone and train them in my world and then like, okay, you hand them off to me, like, or all of the above? How would it look like if I needed an EA from you, an executive assistant, and a marketing person?
Yeah. So we are a fully managed service. So we want to take the staffing and hiring off of you. I have not met very many real estate agents that are also saying, hey, I am an expert in hiring and in staffing, right? That's what we do. We want you to do what you do best. You lean into your superpowers. And if you're looking for help, we want to go out and not only go out and find that right person for you, but also help you understand and coach you on what should you be delegating? What should you delegate? What should you continue to hold on to? And that's where the fractional model really comes into place. When I say fractional, what that means is you can actually start at just 10 hours a week. So our packages start at 10 hours a week. You can work all the way up to full time, but we're really trying to fill that gap and that hole for those people that say, I'm not really ready for full time and I'm also drowning. So I need something in the middle here to really come in and help relieve some of that pressure. So if you're finding yourself asking the questions, let's talk about like an executive assistant, where you've got this repeatable administrative level task. Either this is happening every day, this is happening every week. To give some specific examples on that, obviously you've got kind of your higher level calendar, inbox, email inbox, but all the administrative level that comes with listing, with your listings. You've got your lead follow-up and nurture. You've got the transaction, post transaction coordination, all of those things that I know happen in a real estate agent's week to week basis and is happening over and over, hopefully happening a lot so that you're making a really great living.
A good problem to have, right?
That's right. This is where that executive assistant is going to come alongside you and really be that strategic partner to help you from an operational standpoint own some of those things. And now you can really have a sustainable process so that you do have someone to delegate those things off to. And you should really, and it does take some time. We can talk about that, but truly be able to pass ownership off to that so that you as the leader within your business can get back to those things that only you can do.
Okay. So just to clarify, I'd like to articulate this back to you so I have a full, clear understanding of your services here. I go to you and I'm like, Kyle, man, I'm drowning in all the administrative parts that you just mentioned. And you're like, cool, you probably need an executive assistant or a virtual assistant type of role here. You not only help understand my specific needs, but you go find that person, him or her, and then you put them and place them into my operation, starting at 10 hours a week to 40, maybe 40 plus, I'm not sure. But then, and they're working for me, right? They're working with me and for me on my team. Are you still involved? Is BELAY still involved at that time? Like, are you acting as their almost like, I don't know if this is the right term for it, Kyle, but like their first level supervisor where like they go to you, Kyle, or like whoever is in the supervisory role there, and then they go to me? Like, how does this work?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So from the very beginning, as soon as you say, hey, you know what, I'm ready, I want to sign an agreement, let's get started, you will be assigned a client success consultant. That's actually full-time employee with BELAY that's going to come alongside you. Think of them as your coach, your guide, if you will, to not only then go and find the right person for you and find that match and get you kicked off and started, but also walking alongside you to help make sure goals and priorities are aligned. Goals and priorities are being hit. What are some of those next level things that we should be thinking about delegating, putting together a 30, 60, 90-day plan, but they don't ever leave your side. They will continue to walk alongside and kind of sit between you and your assistant just to make sure that we're all headed on the right path and head in the right direction. Yep.
Okay, cool. And is there a point in time, Kyle, when I guess for lack of a better way to say this, I'm like, hey, cool, I love Mary. She's been my executive assistant through BELAY for a year or two. Can I just have Mary and have her kind of absorbed as like a real true full-time employee? Or does BELAY kind of stay with you for the longevity of it all?
Yeah, so we do have different options there. So I like to call this, hey, this is a great opportunity to get to date before you marry, right? And I think that's a unique thing about our model. It is a monthly model. We will help you understand, and this is all going to come out in a discovery call in the beginning to understand what are those tasks that currently you know that you want to delegate. We'll also help you understand some next level delegation tools that you might need so that we can land on, hey, here's the package that you need to start with. That package starts at the 45 hours a month, but you can have 65 hours, 85 hours a month. All of that will help you determine what that is. Now, if you're 6 months into the engagement and we say, hey, this is going so well, I actually want to hire this person directly through my real estate company, we do have what's called a buyout clause within the contract. So there is a fee where you can buy that. And that happens probably, it's less than 10% of the time, but around 10% of the time. And I think that is a great option for you to have to say, hey, I know it's a big deal to ultimately bring someone fully on your payroll to have a full-time person. And that's where we would recommend to at least have 3 to 6 months working together before you make that decision. But we do have an ability for both parties to be able to say, hey, we're entering into a buyout clause here. And now that person becomes, essentially directly on your payroll.
Okay, cool. So that transition is at that time, it's like all said and done. Out of curiosity, Kyle, like if and when you need to hire, are these in the United States of America, offshore, all over the world? Do you get to choose? Like, can you walk me through how that works?
Yeah, so we do have all US based assistants. That is a differentiator from us. Certainly there are some nearshore, offshore options. We really lean into the quality of these people that we are finding and want to find this executive assistant that also very much feels like a strategic partner for you. I think that speaks to 10% of the people saying, hey, actually, you found a complete rock star for me to the point where I want to give you a lump sum of money to buy out this person. However, we do fully manage that for you. So we know, your superpower is not hiring and staffing. So whether it's creating the job description, whether it's posting the job description, sorting through and vetting through all the different applications, doing the interviews, we do all of that to the extent of, just to give you some numbers on what the volume looks like on our end that really ties down to the quality. We have about 5,000 applications a month come through for our executive assistant role. Wow. We're taking the top 1% of those 5,000. So about 50 to 75 per month get put on our bench, if you will. So now as new clients are coming through, that's where we are vetting that bench. So yes, they've been pre-qualified, pre-vetted. We've got amazing people on the bench, but now it's where we really get down in the weeds and say, okay, here's Andrew's personality preferences. Here's the here's the software and tools that he's currently using, whether that's a CRM tool or, hey, he's Google Suite, he's Microsoft Suite. All of that, we want to go to our bench and check as many of those boxes as possible. So you can start to kind of see the picture now. It is a very personalized, customized experience with really top level talent that we have on the bench. So all of that is happening every single month, so that if you do come to us and say, hey, I'm ready to get going, we can have your person and you kicked off and running in less than 2 weeks.
Wow. So it's pretty speed to getting help here.
Yep. Which typically people don't come to us. They come to us and say, I'm drowning yesterday. I need help right now. Very few people are coming and saying, hey, you know what? I might need help in 6 months, right? They've kind of hit their breaking point. So the ability to be able to move quickly, I think, is key.
Especially as someone who's ran a team before. I'm not in operations or sales anymore. I know how tedious of a task even rummaging through resumes, and we got pretty efficient and effective at it, but it would have been very helpful to just get like A-team players who match us in a matter of like a few days and not have to go through what I went through. So you're giving me PTSD here from one of our many hires that we had.
And that's one of the things that keeps people from actually making the decision to hire and get help, right? You just because you're like, the amount of work just to even try to
it's a full-time job.
Someone, right? Yeah. Before I'm even actually hiring this person and onboarding them. So we want to remove all of that and do what we do best and make that and really fully manage that process for you.
Yeah. Definitely could have used you when I was in my operator's role, but here we are today. But Kyle, let's talk about the economics here. So if anyone listening right now is like, oh my God, I need to talk to BELAY and Kyle to figure out like what would be a good fit. What's like the investment look like? Can you walk us through what's involved and entailed there?
Yeah, an entry-level investment for this is right around $2,000 per month. So that's where that minimum package starts. Now, we can get you some exact pricing as we start to kind of dive into what exactly you need. And I would say you really need to look at this as two sides to the coin. So if anyone's ever read Dan Martell's book, Buy Back Your Time.
Buy Back Your Time, one of my favorite books, side note. Yeah.
You truly are trading your hourly rate for the hourly rate of this fractional employee, right? And I do think like there is an ROI on that from day one. You can start to see what that exchange rate is. However, I think the real return on your investment is the other side of the coin. And this is where you need to have a really clear vision for, okay, if you get those 10 hours, those 20 hours back per week, where are you spending that time, right? Mm-hmm. And it shouldn't be an endless list. you as the leader on your team, you're probably incredibly relationally driven. You probably have some of those, hey, there's this next event that I want to do in the community. There's this next partnership that I want to create with some other brokers. Whatever that thing is that you've been thinking about, but you put off because you're so stuck down in the weeds, that's where you really get your money back.
Are you saying that if you hire help, Kyle, that you can start working on the business instead of in it? Is that what you're just telling us?
That's really well put. Should I have trademarked that statement from you, Andrew?
It's already patent pending. My attorneys are listening here too. But yeah, how phenomenal and how great is that? That not only you can leverage to go do revenue generating activities, but you're actually building your machine and building your system, which is really cool. Out of curiosity, that $2K investment a month, does that include not only the belay services, but also like the salary that goes towards this executive assistant? Or
that's right.
So
we're gonna funnel all of that. You would get a monthly invoice from Belay. So you pay Belay, we take care of everything else on the back end as far as payment for the employee. So you don't have to worry about benefits, all the other packages.
Belay, it's also super helpful. Yeah, because payroll, you're giving me PTSD times 2 now. Payroll is another thing it can be quite cumbersome if you haven't done it before, which is extremely helpful in that regard. That's really cool. Kyle, how does someone get in touch with you if they want to learn more about your services, if they want to reach out? How can somebody find you out there?
Yeah, go to belaysolutions.com. We do have a getting started form on there that you can fill out. That would actually connect you directly to one of our solutions consultants. So these are people that they're talking to hundreds of different business leaders, many real estate, and many in the real estate industry as well, that you can hop on a call. That's where we just really want to start to uncover and help you understand what's possible with delegation. And then we can help point you towards the right solution, the right size package, get you the exact pricing, all of that. But you can find all that at belaysolutions.com.
Okay, cool. And we will include the link to Belay Solutions down in the description below. So you do want to reach out. Would they be talking to you, Kyle, or or does it get funneled to one of your other?
It would get funneled to one of my solution consultants. Again, I've got some amazing people on that team who have talked to hundreds, thousands, really, of different business leaders. So I think they would be the best one to have that first conversation with.
Very cool. Oh, I did have one other question regarding the investment. You had mentioned it's a $2K monthly. Are there any setup fees? And then is it month to month, or do you have to enter into a 12-month commitment here? Can you talk to that real quick?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, so there is an implementation fee up front. That is $995 up front. These contracts are a month-to-month contract. However, I will say, this only works and works well if both parties are really wanting to have some skin in the game, right? Just with onboarding any new employee, we are going to significantly reduce that onboarding time. We are going to step in and really help guide and coach you along the way. So different than if you're doing it on your own, but as with any time that you bring on a new employee, there is a investment of time, right? To make sure that they're fully onboarded into your system and understanding what that is. But I think we've gotten to the point where, hey, after that first 30 days, you should really start to feel yourself getting on that front foot, feeling what some of that support looks like and being able to take off and go.
Very cool. Well, Kyle, it's been fantastic learning about what you guys do, what you do at Belay, and what Belay does for especially those in the real estate world. So if you are interested in reaching out to one of Kyle's wonderful team members who can guide you to where you need to go, click the link below. Kyle, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate you, and thank you for being on the show.
Thanks, Andrew. Enjoyed it.
All right. Take care, man.